Hey everyone, it's Victoria here. I hope all is really good for you and you're having a really good week so far. So we had a great question last week from one of our members about the different types of clay shooting. So if you're fairly new to the sport and you've heard of the likes of fit ask, down the line, double trap, etc., and you're not really sure what's what, then I'm going to kind of delve into those shortly. So there are sporting, trap and ski, and within those categories are disciplines. So I'll break each discipline down in future videos, but this time I just want to let you know which discipline sits under which type of clay shooting. So I'm going to kick off with my favourite, just because I can, and that's sporting. So sporting is one of the most common routes into shooting for so many of us. That's how I started. It offers a real variety of targets that come in all heights, directions and speed, and most of which will simulate the flight of game species and named to reflect that. So you might see a driven pheasant, a bolting rabbit and a springing teal stand. So that's obviously where the name comes from. So within the sporting disciplines, there are English sporting, ESP as it's known. There is fit ask, and then there's compac and sport trap. So the targets are all fairly similar in each discipline, like sporting targets. So fit ask has lots more rules and it's seen as the elite discipline. So things like you can't mount your gun until you've got sight of the clay, and in fit ask you stand in the hoop as well. Compac and sport trap are fairly similar, but instead of shooting on different stands like you would, on a sporting shoot, you're stood in a layout and there's a little board in front of you which tells you which targets to shoot and in which order, so it's kind of more condensed really. So I love sporting, as just no two stands are ever the same, and as a game shooter I can brush up on clays and get me ready for the game season. At all of our Chelsea Bun Club events we start with sporting, and many ladies progress onto the different disciplines once they've kind of got a little bit of experience under your belt. There's no right and wrong way of starting on which discipline, by the way, so if you start on trap, great. Talking of trap, so it has by far the most different disciplines within it. Even though the targets are always going away, there are a few different variations within trap. So the different disciplines within trap are DTL, which is short for down the line, ABT, automatic ball trap or just ball trap, OT, which is Olympic trap, and DT, which is double trap. You'll have seen Peter Wilson shoot double trap at the Olympics. So trap is always shot on a layout where shooters stand an equal distance apart, and then they move down a place after they've had their turn. So each shooter takes their shot or shots from each place and then move on. So what makes the different trap disciplines different is the number of traps out in front, the speed, trajectories, number of clays on each peg and rules, etc. They are kind of all very different. So for instance, down the line is one of the most popular disciplines in the UK, and clays are thrown approximately 50 metres out in front, whereas Olympic trap, which is the elite trap discipline, has 15 traps out in front and clays are thrown around 75 to 80 metres. So you can see these kind of little differences. And then the number of clays shot on each peg or station varies, and whether you have full use of the gun or just single barrel. So then we come on to skeet, our final one. So skeet features a high and a low house. So you have 7 shooters who stand in an arc shape, and clays are thrown from each high and low house at set speeds and heights. So within skeet there are Olympic skeet, which is the elite discipline, and skeet doubles. Olympic skeet is very similar to English skeet, but there's an 8th station in the middle of the arc, and it's in the Olympic discipline, which I'm sure you know. So it's the trickiest of all disciplines, Olympic skeet is. So that's it. Lots to just kind of drop on you, but hopefully this is like quite a nice low level and straightforward summary, which will just give you a little bit more kind of confidence and knowledge. I love the variety in shooting, and there really is something for everyone. So if you are thinking about trying a new discipline, or if you've tried one lately, let us know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.